A veneer of wood-look siding once was de rigueur for the well-dressed wagon, but today it seems the only way to sell a station wagon in America is to adorn it with the trappings of an SUV. So it should come as no surprise that Volvo has created a cross-country version of its new V90 wagon. It follows in the tire treads of recent similar offerings such as the V60 Cross Country, Subaru's Outback, Audi's A4 Allroad, and the Volkswagen Golf Alltrack. At Volvo, the cross-country theme goes back 20 years, the name having made its debut on a version of the boxy V70 wagon in 1997. Back then, the company had no SUV to sell. Today, of course, it has the XC90, its most popular model, as well as the smaller XC60. Why would a buyer choose the wagon over an SUV? It could be the better fuel economy or possibly the handling, but for most it likely will be styling. Good thing, then, that the cross-country does little to mess with the design of the V90, arguably the most stunning member of Volvo's fashion model gorgeous 90 series family. On the cross-country, the wheel arches and lower body are edged in a band of plastic, in black or, as an option, body color. The front lower fascia and the rear bumper are redesigned. The grille trades its vertical chrome bars for black bars inset with tiny chrome squares. The window surround molding is black, and there are model-specific 19-inch wheels. People who find even those minor changes a tragic bastardization should know that the regular V90 also will be sold here, but it arrives a few months later and will be available only via special order. The cross-country sits about 2.6 inches higher than the standard V90, and all-wheel drive is standard, as is hill descent control. The cross-country will come to America in T6 form only, which means its 2.0-liter inline four-cylinder is both turbocharged and supercharged, here making 316 horsepower and 295 pounds-to-feet of torque. The regular V90 will be available as the lower-spec T5 as well, with a 250 horsepower turbocharged fore and front-wheel drive. The T8 plug-in hybrid version sold elsewhere won't appear in the US market. Reindeer crossing. We drove the cross-country in northern Sweden, and although we didn't see any moose, we did have one reindeer cross in front of us. The winter road maintenance philosophy there seems to be to let a base layer of ice form, then sprinkle grit on top. Studded winter tires, therefore, are a must, and our Volvos wore spiked Nokians. The cross-country didn't seem to suffer much with the extreme winter footwear, as road noise at highway speeds remained low, and the electrically assisted steering still was fairly precise, weighting up nicely off-center. We've dinged the S90 sedan for its somewhat heavy-footed ride. It's premature to make that call about the cross-country given the aforementioned winter tires and the near-total absence of potholes on Swedish roads, but the cross-country's ride quality should be a bit better. Its standard fitment rubber has taller sidewalls, 50 series versus 45. And the cross-country also has greater wheel travel and retuned springs, dampers, anti-roll bars, and bushings. The cross-country wagons we drove were equipped with optional adaptive dampers, which are packaged with load-leveling air springs in the rear. Unlike in XC90s so equipped, the cross-country's off-road driving mode does not raise the vehicle. The fixed ride height provides 8.3 inches of ground clearance. Off-road mode, a choice available via a center console switch in addition to comfort, dynamic, and eco, can be used at speeds up to 25 miles per hour and merely remaps the traction control system, activates hill descent control, and commands the all-wheel drive system to send some torque to the rear wheels rather than defaulting to 100% to the fronts. Dynamic mode also directs some torque to the rear, based on an algorithm. The amount varies, so that's the mode we chose for our initial forays out on a frozen lake, where we practiced our pendulum turns through a slalom course. The cross-country proved to be relatively easy to fishtail across the ice even in comfort mode. In either setting, switching the stability control to sport, though, was key. The default setup being much more eager to cut the throttle. We also took a turn riding with vehicle dynamics manager Stefan Carlson. We spend a lot of time developing the chassis on snow and ice, not just the escape systems, he noted, while kicking up a cloud of snow with Allure drift. Because low traction on snow and ice is a magnifier. If a chassis has balance in snow and ice, it will be balanced on asphalt. Weights and measures. We figure this wagon's curb weight is about 200 pounds more than that of the S90 T6 AWD sedan and more than 400 pounds lighter than that of the XC90 T6 crossover, so it stands to reason that the Cross Country's EPA figures closely shadow the sedans. Both cars clock in at 22 miles per gallon city and 25 miles per gallon combined, while on the highway the wagon's 30 miles per gallon trails by 1 mile per gallon. Those numbers are a significant improvement over the XC90 T6's 22/20 25 mile per gallon combined city/highway ratings. It's also not surprising that we found the turbocharged and supercharged 2.0-litre plenty energetic in this application, its supercharger effectively masking any turbo lag. The Cross Country won't be marketed as a sporty offering. The R-Design package available on the V90 isn't offered on this model, but we still missed the convenience of shift paddles for the 8-speed automatic transmission, even if we can't fault its gear choices. Swedish minimalism. The Cross Country's interior is essentially identical to the S90's, the only difference being ultra-dark wood trim and a different stitch pattern on the standard leather seats. As in the sedan and the XC90, the cabin is designer chic, with its vertically oriented central touchscreen and air vents, textured metal finishes, and minimalist vibe. But just like those houses pictured in Metropolitan Home, the interior is a bit too minimalist for convenient living. It would be better, albeit perhaps less beautiful, if more functions were accessible via physical knobs, basic climate controls and audio tuning, for example. As it stands now, it's easier to change the driving modes than the cabin temperature. Hopping between the Cross Country and the XC90, the wagon's back seat appears to have more legroom but less headroom, even though it's more than adequate for a lanky adult. The specs, however, show the SUV to have an advantage in both measures, although by only 1.1 inch in legroom. The XC90 also takes the win in cargo space, beating the Cross Country's 54 cubic feet with the rear seats folded and 26 cubes with the rear seats up. The V90's cargo hold also falls shy of that in the boxy XC70 that it effectively replaces on the showroom floor. The XC70 offered 72 cubes with the seats folded. The Cross Country's cabin is brightened by a panoramic sunroof. It's standard, as are heated front seats, a heated steering wheel, leather seats, blind spot warning, lane departure warning, laminated side glass, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, and Volvo's Pilot Assist semi-autonomous driving capability. The $4,500 luxury package includes Volvo's multi-contour seats, with power-adjustable thigh support extensions, lateral bolsters, and massage function, ventilated front seats, upgraded leather on the dashboard and door panels, 2 heated rear seats, 4-zone climate control, rear window sunshades, a power cargo cover, and color-matched body cladding. The convenience package, at $1,950, brings a 360-degree view camera and a parcel of lesser items. The adaptive suspension is a standalone option, $1,200, as are 20-inch wheels, a Bowers & Wilkins audio system, a head-up display, integrated booster seats, and metallic paint. V2V, as in Volvo to Volvo. One bit of new technology that debuts with this model is a car-to-car communication system. If a driver in a 90 series Volvo turns on the hazard lights, or if the car's traction or stability control systems detect slippery road conditions, the car sends a signal to the cloud via the V90's internet connection or a connected cell phone. An alert, in the form of a warning message in the instrument cluster, is then beamed to other nearby 90 series Volvos. Obviously, the system needs a certain concentration of Volvos on the road in order to be effective. It's rolling out initially in Sweden and Norway only. Although one imagines it also might prove useful in Marin County, California, or Fairfield County, Connecticut, there are no plans as of yet to bring it to the United States. The cross-country treatment might help expand this Volvo wagon's appeal beyond those traditional Volvo and station wagon strongholds. But given that its SUV veneer isn't much more substantial than the enoch vinyl that adorned yesterday's Ford Country Squires, it's probably not going to expand it that far. That's okay by us, as we're happy to let wagons be wagons.